Let's find out the value of the following derivative. We begin by considering u, which is a function of x, to be equals to cosine inverse of 4x cubed minus 3x, and v to be equals to inverse tangent of square root of 1 minus x squared divided by x. Our goal will be to find out derivative of u with respect to v. But to do that, we will need derivative of u with respect to x as well as derivative of v with respect to x. But before finding out its derivative, let's simplify the expression on the right side of u by making a trigonometric substitution. So here we're going to make a substitution. Let's say x is equals to cosine of theta. That this would mean that u will be equals to cosine inverse of 4 times cosine cube theta minus 3 times cosine theta. Now this is a standard identity. U is equals to cosine inverse of cosine of 3 theta. Meaning, let me note that down. So here, cosine of 3 theta, when you expand it, this gives us 4 times cosine cube theta minus 3 times cosine theta cubed. This means u will be equals to 3 times theta. We have considered x to be equals to cosine of theta, so that means theta will be equals to inverse cosine of x. So this gives us u to be equals to 3 times cosine inverse of x. So let's label this as number 1. So we'll come back to it after simplifying v. So for v also, we are going to simplify the expression on the right hand side by making a trigonometric substitution. So here we're going to take x to be equals to cosine of phi, such that v becomes equals to tangent inverse of square root of 1 minus cosine squared phi divided by x. So x here is cosine of phi, which will be equals to inverse tangent of, so square root of 1 minus cosine squared phi, so that will be equals to sine phi divided by cosine of phi. What we have done here is use the standard identity that sine squared phi plus cosine squared phi, so that's equals to 1. Fine. Now we have v equals to tangent inverse of sine over cosine, so that ratio is tangent of phi, which gives us v equals to phi. Well, we have considered x to be equals to cosine phi, so that means phi is equals to cosine inverse of x. So that means v will be equals to cosine inverse of x. So let's label this as number 2. So now we will consider u equals to 3 times cosine inverse of x. We'll take the derivative on both sides with respect to x, which gives us 3 times derivative with respect to x of cosine inverse of x. Now cosine inverse of x derivative is a standard formula, which is -1 divided by square root of 1 minus x squared. Since we have 3, we have multiplied it to -1. So this is derivative of u with respect to x, and derivative of v with respect to x, so that will be equals to -1 divided by square root of 1 minus x squared. Now we will find out derivative of u with respect to v, so that will be simply equals to derivative of u with respect to x divided by derivative of v with respect to x. That means we have -3 divided by square root of 1 minus x squared. So this will get multiplied to negative of square root of 1 minus x squared, which gives us a value 3. So that means the value of the given derivative is equals to a very simple number, which is 3.